Hi, it's Franklin with SongwritersVantage.com, and we just listened to an incredible performance by VICKI GENFAN on her acoustic guitar and all instrumentals.
Those were all instrumentals, yeah. Although I do sing, but those we had instrumentals. Here at the show, we didn't have a mic set up, so
So just doing instrumentals. So when you're writing instrumentals, how was that process for you? You come up with a harmonic concept, you come up with a melodic idea. What is it for you?
You know, I'm sure most songwriters will say that every song's a little different, so I got to put that disclaimer in. Sure. Every song's a little bit different, but the way that I get inspired tends to be with a tuning, and maybe a chord, a chord progression, and a tuning and a rhythmic pattern.
And I noticed you were using the capos as well.
Yeah, sometimes I'll use a capo on an instrumental just because you want a different key, because it actually feels and sounds different in a different key. So it really varies from song to song, but most cases I come up with a tuning that kind of inspires a riff or a progression, and from there work out the other things.
So when you're writing the instrumentals, how important is the melody for you for those songs?
Melody is a very floating thing for me, and when I'm writing an instrumental, I don't feel that I have to be tied to a melody in the same way I would in a singing song. So melody can kind of flow through different ranges. It may not be something that you can pick out on the high strings necessarily, or hear as a very clear melody. A lot of times I'll weave a melody into a rhythmic pattern.
Incorporating into the harmonic concept. I noticed that, yeah.
Yes, and for some people that's a little disconcerting. I think sometimes, one of my favorite things was I was lecturing for the Mandolin and Guitar Society in New Jersey, and these are more classical cats, they're a little more into the formal, musical, blah blah. And one gentleman was sitting in the back of the room, and he was so sincere in asking me, he's like, what do I listen to when you're playing? Like, what am I supposed to listen to? He's like, I don't know where the melody is, and I was like, don't think that hard. Just feel it, because that's where I'm coming from, and just feeling it and loving those. I love the lush chords you get in open tunings, and the freedom it gives you to play with the harmonics. A lot of times I'll pick a little melody out on the harmonics, just kind of. So I take a lot of liberty with melody in my instrumentals.
Now, when you're writing lyrics and singing, what's different? What's different for you on that process?
The melody is a different thing. Melody is much more featured, and but I find that because I'm so much coming from a guitar place in my writing anyway, a lot of times melody still is kind of really intricately weaved into the accompaniment, but it definitely has more of a lead position when I'm writing a lyric-driven song.
And how much rewriting do you do?
Oh, I do a fair amount. Probably not as much as some, but yeah, definitely.
And when do you know the song's done? How do you know when it's done?
Never know. It's just a crapshoot. It's still a crapshoot. You don't know. I don't know. I don't know when it's. Do you know when a song is done? Do you guys know? I don't know when a song is done.
When
it's number one on the radio.
Well, that's a good thing. Okay, I'll do it. And none of mine are done yet.
So how do people find you on the web?
www.VickiGenfan.com.
And how do you spell that?
VICKI-GEN as in Nancy, F as in Frank, A-N.com.
Cool. Yeah. Well, thanks so much we know you're real busy and spending a few minutes with us.
Thank you, Frank. I really appreciate your time.
Talk to you soon.
Yeah,
Thank you.
You got it.
It's Franklin with Songwriters Vantage. See you again real soon. you.